Yesterday's announcement by Elon Musk and his team, for the lack of a better word, mind-blowing. Can Neuralink be the cure for depression? The short answer is yes, but stay with me. Up till now, depression has been treated mainly with psychotherapy and also drugs, such as this one here, and even Xanax and such. What causes depression? From my understanding at least, it is the lack of serotonin in the brain. Any illness, be it Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, even aging, takes a toll on the brain. And the way it's been approached up to now has always been how to treat it through medicine or even through therapy. How do we live with it? How do we adapt to it? How do we manage it? The technology of actually plugging into the brain, linking it to a computer is nothing new. It's been around for like 20 over years right now. So it's nothing new. But the breakthrough that was announced in yesterday's update from Neuralink is that they are already in early phases and they are showing positive results with tests on pigs. Pigs, because they are very similar to us in terms of the thickness of the skull, the structure. Okay, I'll just leave it as that. But first up, let's talk about who or what Neuralink is trying to do. Their mission statement is, if I should just read it, it was co-founded by Elon Musk in 2016, and their aim is to implant wireless brain-computer interfaces that include thousands of electrodes in the most complex human organ to help cure neurological conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, and spinal cord injuries, and ultimately fuse humanity with artificial intelligence. In a nutshell, they aim to create a sort of link, hence the name Neuralink, a link between the brain and computers. So not only you can read the signals that's being emitted from the brain, but their target eventually is to even have a read-write capability. That means you have the capability to actually link in to the brain and diagnose what's wrong and perhaps compensate or even fix it. I mean, they even go as far as to explain that their vision is to eventually one day be able to back up the whole brain and even transfer it to a different working brain or even to a robot. I mean, this is Black Mirror stuff, but given how much they have progressed in their current testing and from their update yesterday, which I will put a link in the description below, please go and watch it. It's really mind-blowing and historical, so it's something very interesting. One of the most important things that was mentioned during the presentation was that it has the ability to cure depression and anxiety too. How is it that Neuralink could do that? My answer was yes, because from my understanding, it has to do with the shortage of serotonin in the brain. Think of it as these are your synapses, and serotonin is in the middle here to actually facilitate the transfer of signals between neurons. And when you like that, neurons can't fire and communicate with each other. So with the thousands and thousands of electrodes that they are actually planning to implant into the brain, it could help to compensate and even maybe alleviate the effects of depression. So yes, it is possible. So they're already testing out read-write capabilities, the ability to actually write new code into a working organic brain. And yeah, it's not too far-fetched to think that one day, when everything is well tested and it's approved for use on humans, it is possible that it can cure so many things, like from Alzheimer's to Parkinson's, any neurological diseases, and this includes depression. And this is good news, because I mean, up till now there's been no cure for depression. There's only been ways to treat it, to manage it, but not to cure it. And Neuralink could be the very first to actually claim it can. Before you cast any doubts over this technology or this concept, there has already been an example where a paralyzed person has been implanted with a chip that actually helped him regain certain motor functions in his limbs, and it's working. There are a few challenges now. I mean, it goes without saying, safety. These electrodes are unfortunately, at this point in time, we don't have the technology, we don't have the material science knowledge to know what kind of electrodes that we can actually implant into the brain that doesn't deteriorate or corrode over time. And then in terms of cost, this thing is going to cost a bomb. I mean, maybe in the initial parts, but when it becomes more mainstream, it could probably be as cheap as buying a car, or maybe eventually even the price of a phone. Could be. And then the next hurdle is actually, how do they implant these thousands of electrodes into the brain? Neuralink's target is to actually achieve a point where it only takes a day to actually install this. Okay, I use the word install because I'm thinking in terms of computers. So you can check into the hospital in the morning, get a prep, get inserted into the brain, and then you can leave by the evening. That's their plan. The next one, of course, is about security. I mean, if you have an interface, a computer interface, a machine interface with a human brain, what's there to say, that this thing can be hacked? People can actually tap into your brain and maybe even alter certain things. Privacy could be an issue. Security could be an issue. So these are things that will have to be addressed over time. But coming back to depression, yes, it's not going to be anytime soon that we're going to get this. It's not going to be anytime soon that's going to be affordable. It's not going to be anytime soon that it's accessible to everyone all over the world. So, but it is hopeful that things like this can actually happen. I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. I'm not going to hide that. I mean, he's the guy behind SpaceX, who's actually now landing rockets from space, and of course the founder Tesla, who's actually changing the whole automotive industry and pushing them in the direction of going fully electric. Founder of Solar City, founder of so many things that are going to change the lives of human beings. But Neuralink, I think, will be something very, very profound, because it's going to help millions and millions of people who, at this moment in time, August 30th, 2020, have little to no hope for recovery or even to be cured of neurological illnesses. So, yeah, way to go, Elon Musk and team. Looking forward to Starship taking off to the moon or even to Mars. But please get Neuralink done first if you can. This is great news. This is really, really great news, and I would recommend that you go and watch the video. The link is in the description below. Please go and watch it, because this is something so historical in the history of humanity. So please go watch it and share it if you like. That's all from me now, and I'll see you in the next post. Thank you.
Our goal is to solve important spine and brain problems with a seamlessly implanted device. So you want to have a device that you can basically put in your head and feel and look totally normal, but it solves some important problem in your brain or spine. The reality is that almost everyone over time will develop brain and spine problems. These range from minor to very severe, but if you live long enough, everyone's going to basically have some kind of neurological disorder. But all of these, all of your senses, your sight, hearing, feeling, pain, these are all electrical signals sent by neurons to your brain. And if you can correct these signals, you can solve everything from memory loss, hearing loss, blindness, paralysis, depression, insomnia, extreme pain, seizures, anxiety, addiction, strokes, brain damage. These can all be solved with an implantable neural link. The neurons are like wiring. You kind of need an electronic thing to solve an electronic problem.